The first launch of the new drone, DJI Air 2S.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Recently, I dropped an unboxing video showing you my new drone, which is the DJI Air 2S, and today I'm going to be taking it out for its first test run. Recently, if you follow the channel or if you saw the video, I dropped a video unboxing my new drone. Today, I'm gonna be taking it for a little bit of a test drive. I have my friend coming out to let me shoot his car, and I have another friend that has a Mavic Pro, and we're gonna maybe do a little bit of a comparison if we can. I kind of want to focus on getting test footage of my new drone, but maybe I'll do a little bit of a side-by-side comparison showing the two, as well as getting shots and really just taking this thing for a test drive and seeing what it can do with an actual test subject, that being my friend's car. So originally this video was gonna be a vlog, but here we are back in our normal setting. The reason for this is because I got a lot of footage that day and I wound up breaking all of it down, and it was a little hard putting the story together because I was kind of busy and focused on getting the new drone in the air and filming, and my friends were there and we were hanging out, and it was a whole big thing. So the direction of that vlog kind of just got away from me. It's actually one of the reasons I'm not really a big fan of vlogging.
That's why I don't plan vlogs. I can't do it. I'm like, I'll film something at home. I can literally plan everything. I can like do retakes. Trying to plan shit out like out here is just like.
If I have a cool experience and I have a cool opportunity, I'm gonna film it, and if something comes out of it, great. If it doesn't, then you'll see me back in this setting. But let's get into it and let's see what happened when I took my brand new DJI Air 2S for its first test flight. So the goal for this video was to test out my new drone. The drone I had previously was the DJI Mavic Pro 1, and mine has been acting really wonky, which is why I decided to go out and buy this drone, the DJI Air 2S. But I still wanted to do a comparison because that was the most recent drone that I had. But since it wasn't working properly, I decided to ask my friend if he would be willing to bring his. Not only did I need another drone to compare it to, but I also needed a car. So I made a post on Instagram, and luckily my friend John responded to me saying, hey, I'm more than happy to bring my car out, just let me know when and where. So my boy John pulled up, he brought his car, he brought a couple of his friends, and then my other boy Matt pulled up to have something for me to compare the new drone to.
I'm so happy you brought this one. We got 2 CRVs and a G-Wagon.
So after everybody arrived, it was time to start filming. I set up my new drone, my boy Matt set up his drone, and he actually got his in the air before mine. So as soon as we got there, he cleared out his memory card and he got some test footage for me. I flew it around a little bit because I hadn't used a Mavic in a while that actually listened to me. So I played around with it for a little bit, and then I decided it was time to take out my drone. And as soon as I took it out, I turned it on, I turned the controller on, I got everything hooked up, I downloaded the new app.
This is the first launch of the new drone, DJI Air 2S.
And then the drone was telling me that I had to update it. So I sat there waiting for it to update, and I don't remember exactly how long it took, but I had kind of bad service, so it took a little while. And I decided I'm gonna take advantage and get some videos with my camera of my friend John's car.
So while the drone updates, take some videos of this thing. I figured we'll grab a couple quick shots just so I could cut a little something together with the drone footage. You mind holding this? All the updates? Thanks.
I figured if he was gonna be out there anyway, just for me to get shots of his car on my drone, I may as well make a full video out of it. So I went and got a few clips of his car while I was waiting for the drone to update. So my first initial response once the drone was in the air, actually, I should say this, I wasn't the first one to fly the drone. My friend Matt, actually, while I was placing the drone on the ground, he got the drone in the air before I did. So he's actually the first one to fly it, and I'm a little upset with him for that, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not like I wanted to fly my drone first or anything.
But anyways, my first impression of the drone was that it was very responsive. It was much more responsive than the Mavic Pro, and having just flown it only a few minutes earlier, I could definitely feel that it was much faster. I don't know if it just seemed that way because the lens looked wider, but I felt like when I started to move it forward, it looked like everything was going much faster in comparison to the Mavic Pro. I didn't have it in sport mode. I didn't have the Mavic Pro in sport mode either, but I can tell you off the bat, the top speed difference between the two really isn't that much. I checked online
online, and the Mavic Pro top speed is 40 miles an hour. And then I also checked the Air 2S top speed, and it was 42.5 miles an hour. And that's really not that big of a difference. Maybe because I think the Air 2S is a little bit lighter, so maybe that's why it feels a little bit more torquey, or just is a little bit more responsive, and the top speed is just that high. I'm really not sure, but based off my initial impression or the first impression I got of the drone, it definitely did feel a lot more responsive than my Mavic Pro.
Excuse me, madam. What you doing? This thing's a little sensitive in comparison to the Mavic.
A little bit though.
No, in comparison, it's like the torque of a Miata versus the torque of the Goat. Literally, like I touch it and it's just like, whee!
Controls are inverted, right? Or am I just
No, controllers are good.
So talking about the controller a little bit, the controller from the original Mavic Pro, or even the Mavic 2 Pro controller, it looks very similar to the original Mavic Pro controller. I really do like the new shape of it. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of the position of the phone, and I say that openly because I feel like a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's better, or they feel like it's better for them because they like that it's higher up. I guess I just kind of got used to the positioning of my old Mavic, and I was kind of able to squeeze in my phone case. I'm really not able to do that with the new Air 2S controller. I had to take out my phone case in order to fit it on the new controller. Another difference that I noticed about the controller that I'm not really the biggest fan of, and I guess I don't really need it because all the information is on my phone, but I do like the LCD display that comes on the Mavic Pro controller. I didn't really notice it when I was flying because I was more so just paying attention to what I was doing, but it is cool that it's still there because it allows me to fly the drone if, let's say, my phone dies. I can kind of see how far it is or how high I am. Which I really shouldn't be flying without being able to see what I'm doing, but it is a good safety net knowing that if my phone disconnects or it dies, I know how far away the drone is if it gets out of my sight or I need to bring it back or whatever the case may be. But aside from that, I really do like the shape and the feel of the controller. I like the buttons and the controls on it. Overall, it is a really nice controller. It's just some small differences between the two that's gonna take a little getting used to for me. But the more I use it, the more I'll get used to it and the better I'll be with it. So now let me show you some test footage. Tell me if you can tell which shot comes from which drone. I'm gonna list them down below. Just look at them first and let me know what you think. I'm actually pretty terrible at this because I think for the Mavic Pro, I shot it in the regular color science, and then for the Air 2S, I think I shot it in D-Log, which I really shouldn't have done. I should have done a perfect comparison, either the natural color versus natural color or D-Log versus D-Log. I'm really not 100% sure, but if it's D-Log, I'll color grade it and try and make it match as close as possible. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the test footage, which shot came from which drone. So my final thoughts on the DJI Air 2S, I really think it's a great drone. I'm very happy that I bought it. I really love how the image quality looks coming out of the drone. It's very responsive, it listens to me, and it also has some cool features that I didn't even really notice. Like, I decided to launch the drone at night, and out of nowhere, I realized that there was an LED on the bottom of it.
I wasn't expecting this. This thing's got an LED on the bottom of it. Oh my god. This is so sick.
I didn't know that at all. I'm terrible at reading owner's manuals. I'm more just somebody that, you know, you buy something new, you learn how to use it by playing with it. You go through the full experience by actually taking it out and using it, launching it, and flying it. So that's the kind of person I am. And I realized there was an LED on the bottom, and I actually took advantage because after we were done filming, we decided to play with RC cars because we're just nerds like that. And I decided to fly the drone over one of the RC cars, so that photo actually came out pretty sick. I'll throw it up on the screen here. But overall, I do have to say I'm very happy with this drone. I'm very happy I purchased it. I definitely do need to get some more experience with it. I didn't really get a chance to use any of the active track features because I was kind of playing with the menus a little bit and I couldn't really figure it out. But I do have to say I did fly this drone another time after this shoot, and I was very happy and very pleased with the experience. I didn't film it, I should have filmed it, but overall I do have to say I'm very happy with this drone. And nonetheless, I had to buy a new drone anyway. I didn't buy this because it was better than my other drone, although it is actually better than my other drone. It was just kind of out of necessity because my old drone stopped listening to me. But 100% I would recommend buying this drone, and I'm not getting paid to say this. This video is not sponsored by DJI. This is just my own personal preference and personal opinions based on my very short experience using this drone. If you have any questions, and it's been a while since this video has been posted, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them and maybe do a little follow-up on how the drone has been over time. But that's pretty much gonna be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Feel free to DM me on Instagram. My Instagram will be popping up on screen here somewhere. It's also listed in the description. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button because it really helps. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.